Hello and welcome to Pleasing Taste, Some Monsterism. It is once again my fucking regrettable duty to allow KFC to experiment upon me with the newest menu item in Australia called,
The Slab.
yeah, which I'm kind of on the fence about, because on the one hand it does describe the item, on the other hand it does not describe the item. And I'm always a little bit, that's one of those little gentle alarm bells. Not a red flag, more like a, gently sunset-esque translucent bit of cellophane. Where it's just like, all right, that could be something. Because, I feel like you are hiding pertinent information. Because, like, it's a thing that we don't really have in Australia, right? We don't have, like, those little fucking, what is it, the White Castle burgers, the little square one.
Sliders.
There wasn't a lot of that fucking in Australia. And so America has that, and so America sells the buns, right? They sell the buns as like a brick that you tear apart. And it makes perfect sense. You see it, you go, oh yeah, you pull the thing, and then you get little burgers, and you can throw them, pelt them at your kids. Okay. We don't really have that in Australia. So I'm not even sure. I can't think, you can probably buy them somewhere these days, but I don't
They
know. I
had to have,
haven't.
because, like, at the movies, remember I got little sliders?
Yeah, but I figure like, there'd be ways stores could buy them. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you
Like
mean
in
like
terms of like just wander into
consumers? Yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah.
wander into Coles and be like, oh yeah, there's the
No,
slab.
it would be a specialty buy. You have to order
Like,
online.
yeah, like so we don't really have that, and so it's one of those things where we sort of just jump, we leap the thing, and I feel like we've left behind like a pertinent, like an important detail of like, all right, there's a way to turn the thing of things you burger, buns you buy for your sliders into just one giant burger, and I get that 'cause it's like, oh yeah, that's fun, but like we've skipped a developmental part of the process, which I think is risky. I think that's some dangerous science you're tampering with. And so KFC has a thing called the slab, and I need to eat on these recording days. And most of the time, I make my own food. That's for a snack. I have like yogurt with like chopped up. I buy strawberry yogurt, and then I chop up 2 punnets of strawberries and I put it in the strawberry yogurt, and I have fucking mega strawberry yogurt. That shit rules. And like, I have like, sausages and just stuff around, in case I'm hungry. And otherwise, it's like, all right, it's dinner time. I'll usually make like a big thing of chili or a big thing of something or other, or cook a fucking chicken breast or something. On recording days, none of that's really available and I can't be asked. So I was like, all right, I'll just fucking get something from KFC. Because it's chicken and the general life principle that I've, kind of, the universe really has taught me, like I didn't come up with it, is that it's pretty hard to fuck up chicken. You know? Like, there was a burger at the fucking convention center, it probably still is one, in Brisbane, labeled a Wagyu beef burger. And the lie there is the bit that really gets me. Like, I don't expect a good burger at the convention center, but just don't call it Wagyu beef.
No.
Just don't. You know? And the thing that gets me about it is this is legitimately the worst burger I've eaten several times because again,
I
it's the
don't
only
know how
fucking
the
thing.
cafeteria sucks that bad.
I know it's. I didn't think it was possible to get shitty fucking like. I swear to fucking Christ, you can tell me this patty was vegan for the amount of fucking meat it's got in it. Like, and again, Wagyu beef. Just don't call it. Just call it burger. You have a convention burger. Okay, then I can accept. You're gonna sell this to me for $15. I'm gonna be upset. You're, gonna be upset. No one's happy about this, but look, it's just, we can accept certain realities. Calling it Wagyu beef burger is like a lie that scratches the back of my fucking neck when I'm fucking dealing with this. So we get to the slab. And it is a slab. So they've at least got that. But it's like that thing, you just buy the pack of fucking slider buns and you don't tear them apart so they're no longer sliders. Which I guess makes them a slide. Fucking a slab.
The thing that annoys me about these restaurants is we walk into the KFC, and I notice immediately, and I notice you're noticing it, and there's a little animatronic sort of animated video playing on the menu of the slab. Now, nowhere does it tell you what's fucking in this thing, but it shows you an image of the bread base going down, some sort of barbecue sauce looking thing,
Okay.
the popcorn chicken, and then some sort of yellow sauce.
So speaking of which, the yellow is leaking
Oh,
out the box already.
that's
And
not a
this is
good
interesting
sign.
because it's a different box. So there's usually the fairly standard array of KFC boxes, and this is usually this is one. It's like basically like a big and a small. This has its own unique box. I've never seen this box at KFC before, so That's kind of interesting. So, you know, yeah, the yellow was like, all right, the yellow is probably cheese, but like you can't be sure because every now and then they decide to get a little fucking creative with the sauces, and that's
If you ask them, hey, what's the sauce? And they go slab sauce, you
yeah,
know
because
you're
you
in for
could
a bad time.
yeah you could see it just being oh it's slab sauce, and it's like they don't tell you what's in it, do they? So the fact that like the yellow is leaking out is a moderately concerning sign, but I am happy to report that it does appear to be some kind of cheese. Now, what I'm unhappy to report is it's not what I'd consider your traditional kind of burger cheese. Because you can just buy processed cheese by itself by like the block, you know?
Mm.
And it has a somewhat different flavor to how they do, like cheeseburger cheese. And it's usually like the cheeseburger cheese is like, I don't know, smoky or something. And fucking Christ knows what Amazon fucking flour chemical they put in something to taste like that. But um, it just, it's very overwhelmingly cheese slicey.
Mm.
It's very distinctly like when you melt, when you do whatever you can do to fucking cheese slices to get them to liquefy. I don't know if heat even does that. You know what it is? It's fucking gelatin. Like like cheese slices are like a fucking depression era food where it's like, okay, you don't have cheese, you have like the fucking nubbin bits of leftover cheese and hooves. So what can you do with this? And because you can find the recipes online, you can just make it. You make it out of cheese. Cheese uses gelatin, some other shit, and then you fucking lay it on a fucking tray, and bingo bango, you have processed fucking cheese.
That's gross.
Yeah, like again, I get it. Like it's one of those. It's not what I'd call a bad flavor exactly, but it is. It's not like regular cheese you can just eat. Like I can happily sit and just eat a big bit of cheese. Variety of like regular cheeses. I can't just like pile 10 or 15 fucking cheese slices together and eat that shit like
Oh, I'd
a.
like to see that. You would be in so much trouble.
It would be rough. I did try to do the 64 slices of American cheese one time and got through like I don't know like it was like 20 or something. It was a lot, but it was like really still way too far away, like
Mm.
not close.
Yeah.
And it was one of those bits where it's just like, all right, I've got to stop because there were unexpected elements, like it gave me the shits, which is the opposite of what cheese should do, and I'm blaming the gelatin on that. Like there's just I went into that fight expecting one thing and I got another, and I don't like surprises.
Mm.
Um, so on opening, we've got like, all right, so that's interesting. Some of the cheese is like, I was thinking maybe there was going to be like a pool of cheese, and there sort of is, but only, oh yeah, no, there's the pool of cheese. We've got like, that's the slab. I can kind of direct your attention down here. There's,
It's
yeah,
goo.
we've got pooling of the fucking hooves, and there's a lot of cow product.
I'm glad you're eating that, not me.
This feels like it's gonna be rough.
See, I do the drinks. I've got that compulsion to
Yeah,
drink weird
we've
drinks. You got the food one.
we've somehow tragically found a niche. Um, part of me, like, I don't know if it's gonna even. I feel like it's not going to slab itself. I feel like it's gonna maybe come apart. It might hold up. All right. Oh, okay, the cheese quadrant is holding on. Yes.
Good luck, buddy.
I often joke when like you see it occasionally, like McDonald's and all these other fast food chains will just do like kind of out of nowhere. It'll just be like it's Szechuan spice day or month or whatever the shit,
Yeah.
and they'll just have some vaguely fucking Oriental themed burger. And The joke is always like someone standing at a warehouse with their hands on their hips going, what the fuck am I supposed to do with like, a ton of expired like sweet and sour sauce?
Mm.
And then, you know, do another fucking Chinese themed burger.
Yeah.
Um, I get the feeling that's what's happened here. I get the
Gotcha.
feeling someone's looked at like the buns and just been like, all right, these are about to go off. We have to get these. And look, all right, I can appreciate you don't want to waste. That's a positive in the modern world. But like there is a distinctly stale quality to the buns, which is not doing it any favors. And like the popcorn chicken as a choice is one of those ones that can kind of go fucking wrong because it's not one big bit of fucking chicken.
Yeah.
So your popcorn chicken's gonna migrate around and leaves you with the running a real that I've just experienced risk of there not being any chicken in a lot of your bites.
Mm.
And the end result is like just really basic liquefied cheese slice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like the kind of shit that they have in pumps in like
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh,
like just that.
yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
A kind of really unnecessarily spiced ketchup.
Mm. So
And
it's not barbecue.
I mean, probably they'll probably call it barbecue,
Right.
actually. Yeah, that does make more sense. I mean, it doesn't, I exclusively buy weird, expensive barbecue sauces. So for me, that's just spice ketchup.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be barbecue sauce. But like, this is like, yeah, it's that cheap, weird barbecue sauce in the weird bottle that costs $3.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's, it's like when fucking like Street Fighter 5, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and stuff, and you're looking at like the graphics and you're like, this is like an art style of no art style. You know,
Yeah.
like somehow a decision wasn't made, and this is just what we wound up with. Like, just this kind of sad process of marketing evolution, and that's where I'm at with this. I don't think the fundamental idea is even a bad one. It's like, all right, yeah, a big walloping pile of KFC's shit that isn't just like the fucking famous bowl, but like there's been no other idea. There's been no creative direction with this.
Mm.
It's just a bunch of stuff. And there was no thought. It's like, okay, you can't just put popcorn chicken on by itself. You know that. Because, it's just fucking chicken and bread. And that's bleak. There's gonna if you're just eating chicken and dry bread by itself, people are gonna realize and KFC there's just like and God knows what they're gonna realize, but they're gonna realize
Yeah,
something.
really, there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have
It paints a very distinct
yeah.
picture.
Just that moment, you know, like the time I took too many mushrooms and looked up, where it's just
Mm.
like, oh, okay, I get it. And then, you just got to make life changes. Like, so, all right, you got to put something on and you got to hold the fuckers down so they don't just go bounce around like a bunch of kids in a fucking bouncy castle.
Mm.
And within that, there's stuff you can do. Like, all right, the cheese, can't argue with cheese. Cheese goes on burgers, cheese popular. But like this kind of like really just no flavor direction liquid cheese is not benefiting it.
Oh.
And I like liquefied cheese, but like, the buns themselves, and maybe this was just the bad slab. Maybe I got the bad slab.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know and I doubt it. But the buns themselves, there appears to be an effort to differentiate them from the regular rolls that you get with your potato and gravy. And that's a
Right.
mistake because those rolls are
It
soft.
looks like they just toasted them.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I feel as well. And the thing about those fucking buns is they're so filled with shit that you can't treat them like regular food. You can't toast them and have a pleasant toasted bun experience. You just wind up with like a fucking carapace over this bleakly dry packing peanut that has negative flavor to begin with. And so you get this really just kind of upsetting tactile experience before you hit an assault of just garbage fucking barbecue sauce that is not connecting with the cheese. we're not getting a good flavor out of like bland ass cheese and shitty fucking barbecue sauce. There's no one's thought, hey, what could go with the cheese? Or why don't we just put some fucking paprika or something in the fucking cheese? Or why don't we grind up some fucking, Doritos and put them in the why don't we make the cheese do something? Why don't we then add like, I don't know, an option of sauces? Or, I mean, shit, just the fucking mayonnaise they put on the regular burgers is perfectly fucking acceptable.
Mm.
It's that really gross but somehow addictive hot chicken mayonnaise that only exists at like KFC and fucking Red Rooster. Like you can't make it at home. Probably it probably doesn't even come from the real mayonnaise plant.
No.
It's just something fucking else.
We take the runoff and we put it into this secondary plant.
It's just I feel like they got like the fucking children that work at KFC and each individually asked them to like do something without being able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And the end result's just a bunch of stuff.
All it is,
no cohesive whole.
all it's going to be is there's a guy in head office and that's his whole job.
Yeah.
Is to come up with new shit like this, but they give him little to no budget and go, use the stuff we've already got.
I mean, like that's what I'm operating on. I'm not saying they got to go fucking,
No, I know. I'm just saying, I reckon they're just like,
look at that, like that. Like, that's what I mean. Like that. It's just
that looks gross.
There's no thought.
No.
Like what's that supposed to be? Because you need the liquids because these buns are fucking like, just air.
I think it's
and some kind of material.
It's a stretch to call those buns.
Like,
I can smell it from here and it does not smell good.
And the frustrating thing is popcorn chicken, fine. Popcorn chicken's fine. It's just gobs of chicken with the shit on it. Like, okay, hard to fuck that up. You haven't fucked the chicken up. I mean, you fucked up the entire context that the chicken exists in, and that's making it a challenge. Also, I'm hungry, and this is my fucking, breakfast and lunch. So, all right, the slab it is.
The slab. The slab.
I thought maybe trying to get a bunch of it at once would be more effective.
Was it worse or better?
The fucking same, which is depressing. Like, I really feel like it's a barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce is just so, it dominates. I can't even taste the chicken, And it's getting worryingly close to like just bread with sauce on it, which is something you'd eat when you were stoned and had like no money. And you're just like, well, I can't just eat stale bread.
Yeah.
I finished the cheese last night. So it's, bread with sauce. Like that's what I'm getting. The end result of all of this is I feel like I'm just eating bread with barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Like with every other form of fucking thing that KFC knocks out, usually, like the stiffness on the burgers these days, 'cause it used to be just a fucking chicken breast, like these fucking colossal thing. And now it's like a bit of one sort of thing. But like at least there, it's like, yeah, there's a thing. There's bun, there's lettuce, there's the fucking weird hot chicken mayonnaise, and then there's the fucking big piece of chicken. You're like, all right. That's an experience. With this, there's no big piece of chicken. It's just lots of little bits of chicken. And then those have no flavor because they're being drowned in these two so contradictory fucking things that they just clash violently. Like there's
maybe
this
it's also
upfront-
called the slab because they're trying to recreate prison food.
It does. This does feel like, high school like fucking tuck shop attempts at doing like, something a little that the kids will be into. It has that fucking school tuck shop quality to it, which, I mean, look, to KFC's credit, they're above school tuck shop quality usually, Like, ain't no school tuck shop managed to fucking nail the 11 fucking herbs and spices. Barbecue sauce is such a fucking mistake. Come up with something else. Come up with slab. Like, now I'm missing the slab sauce. Like, that's how bad the barbecue sauce decision is it's like, it's making the mystery of slab sauce a more reliable fucking thing. Like, they've got this other bullshit sauce that they put on stuff occasionally. Like, one of the fucking stackers, I think, has it. Like, I don't know what I can't remember what it's called. It's like Colonel fucking.
Colonel's Own. It's jails.
Yeah. It just keeps coming out of his strangely well-preserved corpse's head.
They have a statue at the restaurant, and you can pump it, and it just comes out of him.
And that's, that's it's not something I think people can do deliberately, to nail something that is both so offensive and mediocre at the same time that it's not even an entertaining story at the end of the day. The buns are just like an inert material.
Mm.
Like you could tell me that at the very start of the universe, there was like a bunch of fucking elements and just also these. Like it's just a physical substance that the universe produces accidentally. Some kind of side effect of like a peculiar interaction at like some fucking weird, string level. And the popcorn chicken doesn't really have much flavor to itself because it's chicken. And the little nuggety piece, the tiny pieces of it don't have enough surface for enough, flavorsome breading to liven it up. The cheese is the bland kind of cheese. That's all your texture. And then there's this abusive attempt to cover for all of this with this smattering of, military surplus barbecue. I'm just kind of bummed. I gotta finish this fucking
I don't
thing.
know what you were expecting.
I think I was expecting the cheese to be a different kind of cheese, definitely.
Mm. Are you actually going to finish that?
I haven't had breakfast.
I know, but it really looks like you're not enjoying eating it.
That one was damp enough for the bun issue to be resolved, which is a mixed blessing. Because then it's just a barbecue sauce with a fucking frightening quantity of body.
Mm.
Like one of the guys got sucked into the fucking vat or something. I'm just disappointed, KFC. Of all the stupid things that you've done, it's just off in a different direction. It's just a bummer, I'm not angry. I can't be furious. I'm just confused and sad for you. This is below par for you. And my expectations were not high, you know. I feel like, all right, let's try a middle bit. Because I'm kind of like, I feel like I keep somehow, like I'm in a maze and I keep taking the wrong turn, I'm getting all the wrong bits that don't have the chicken and shit. That looks like to be more representative of, perhaps the experience I'm supposed to be having. Do I have the shakes or is the burger trembling?
Oh, I just oh.
Oh.
Like it physically makes me sick watching you eat that.
And I appreciate I'm saying this as I'm about to finish the whole thing, but like KFC, this was a series of just poor decisions. I'm gonna get a sugar rush just from the barbecue sauce. Fucking, fucking Halloween lollies in me.
I just expect you to start sweating before you finished all of it.
It won't even make me do that. It has it's you know it's that fucking Lovecraftian concept of unfathomable. It's being two impossible contradictory things at once without creating a new whole. It is at once unpleasant and completely unnoticeable. You know, like just not enough. It's not like passing a kidney stone where you're going to remember that, you know.
It smells like you've eaten a cheese pizza mixed with a barbecue meat lovers pizza and you're in the process of shitting it out. That's the smell to me.
The barbecue sauce is like, I don't know who okayed that. Like someone, they have to, don't they feed these things to test audiences? I shudder to think what the Australian test audience looks like. I bet it's just one guy.
It's just Clive Palmer.
Oh, take on. Clive's own discount barbecue sauce. He found it in a mine. I just imagine like the Queensland KFC test audience being this one enormous fat guy, kind of like the library from Blade. Like there's just a room and he occupies the room and things go into his mouth and then like they go back upstairs and like a red light or a green light happens and that's it. And then like a month later, I'm sitting here eating the slab. That is, it's not a recommendation, and you know, if you're a human civilian who is hungry and you'll go in there and you'll look at it and parts of your brain will fire and you'll think, oh, but I could eat that. Don't. And as for KFC, go back to the fucking drawing board. And I don't know, like maybe let the lunatic who came up with the famous bowl out of his fucking gimp fucking chest again, you know? I mean, maybe. You know, maybe something's better than nothing. You know? We're gonna get some fucking Hellraiser Cenobite pain levels going just to feel like it was worth it. Like a kernel bite.
Oh.
They should,
I just pictured it.
No, yeah, Colonel Sanders, you know, just the pins through him.
Yeah.
I have such spices to show you. You're going to eat the slab. My God, what is this? Where's Leviathan? How do I unwish for the slab? All right, well, I am going to leave you there, viewers, because there are certain elements. Why I'm not a man with no shame. I'm a man that's just very selective about what he cares about other people's opinions. And, you know, there are some things I want to do in private. You know, I don't think people need to see me. Yeah, I don't think people need to see me jack off. You know, I don't think that needs to be fucking, you know, viewed. And like, look, should you be ashamed of it? No, but I don't want people watching me do it. Should I be ashamed of it? Marginally more so, but I still don't want people watching me do it. So that's where I'm going to leave you.
You're going to finish the slab or masturbate? We'll leave that up to you at home to decide.